You're listening to WTF Lex, a production of OGM Podcast Network. Real events, real accountability, and real Lexington. Let's get it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not been paying attention, you have missed a freaking wild week in Lexington. Starting on Sunday, about 0.9 miles from my house, about 7:45 a.m., Lexington Police Department and Fire Department were called for a house fire. And turns out it was caused by an explosion, which brought in the ATF, the FBI. I mean, they brought out the friggin' mobile command center. That place was packed. Turns out a Jonathan Huff, I think was what his name was. Make sure. Yeah, Jonathan Huff. He was taken to the hospital with severe burns to his hands and back. Said, actually, that's from an ATF agent statement. They found a pistol and a rifle in Huff's possession, which, guess what? Huff's a federal felon. So, yeah, he's in a little bit of shit over that, I'd assume. Apparently, witnesses seen him run out of the house on foot with a bag, saying, I gotta go, before returning to the scene. Neighbors said they heard multiple explosions. I think one neighbor said she heard, I don't know if he or she, they said they heard at least 3, and that Huff had left the scene and returned, and then he was transported to the hospital with severe burns to his hands and back. And then soon the scene just went to fucking chaos. Like I said, the mobile command center was out there, FBI, ATF, the whole 9 yards. When they discovered it was an explosion that caused the fire, and you can see from the pictures, it blew the wall out. Like, it was wild. Apparently somebody said at the scene they had found a device, and that once they had taken care of that, they were demolishing the house. And on day 2, I seen all kinds of heavy equipment there. They had backhoes, bulldozers. They were ready, but at that point they weren't tearing it down. They were still investigating, I guess, the explosion. And then on day 3 or 4, I got to actually drive into that Orleans Circle, because I drive there all the time. I DoorDash. Like, I've got at least 3 people in there that I deliver to regularly, but I didn't deliver to this house. Never been there, but it was wild, man. It was completely demolished, just a pile of rubble. And the neighbor's house, the entire side of the fucking their siding just melted. Looked like fucking peanut butter just dripping off the side of that house. And apparently 2 adults and 2 children were displaced. But if one of those adults was Jonathan Huff, I'm pretty sure he's got a place to stay for a while. But they said any updates will come from ATF or that from that, because Lexington pretty much is done with it. They had to hand it off and do what they do. But moving on, Tuesday morning, I was out doing my DoorDash usual thing, and major response out to the campground at Kentucky Horse Park. There was a domestic violence incident that basically ended in a non-life-threatening laceration. So yeah, somebody got stabbed. The suspect was quickly arrested and is in police custody. So yeah, you really want to know if you get along with somebody, go fucking camping. Go camping or take a long out-of-state trip. Yeah, you'll learn real quick whether you're compatible or not. I rolled through there, and I was unaware that the horse park had their own police force with their own vehicles and everything. You learn something new every day. So the wife's had me remodeling the bathroom. We've got the most elegant bathroom in the most 1960s home you've ever seen now. We have a modern bathroom in an outdated house. Go figure. But I was sitting here Tuesday night, and what I assumed was probably a shooting came across. There was, I think, 5 or 6 medic fire units out to Meyer Way. They're basically Myers there on right off Nicholasville Road. I was getting dressed, doing my clothes on. I was gonna go out there and get film, obviously. And then they said that there's 3 more of them went to Clay's Mill and Keithshire. So I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like, is it multiple shooting? You know, what's going on here? So I get my ass over there, and let me tell you, Myers parking lot is covered up. When I say covered up, I'm talking at least 15 cops when I showed up. I grabbed some film there, trying to figure out what was going on. Like, I mean, they had it roped off. Like, the whole gas station was roped off. Half the parking lot was roped off. And then I filmed them walking up to the very top of the parking lot by Myers. There was a group of 4 or 5 of them with flashlights. I don't know if they were just looking or reenacting or seeing the pathway. I'm not sure on that one. But then I decided, let's take our fat ass down to Keithshire and Clays Mill since it's so close. That is where they actually caught the suspect. Turns out that an officer had made a traffic stop, and the guy decided he didn't want to talk to the officer. He took off, and Officer Kevin Van Wert actually was drugged into a light pole and then thrown to the ground, and was taken to the hospital in serious, they said serious but not life-threatening condition, but he's still in serious condition in the hospital as we speak, 3 days later. So he's in pretty serious condition. And I've seen videos and had them sent to me, and people were like, something serious is going on. And at literally every intersection down Nicholasville Road, lights, sirens, they had the whole road closed down, transporting him to UK. And within, 30, 40 minutes, they were reporting that the chief was there with him already. But the suspect, which I hate to give anybody like that any kind of fucking airtime, but it is what it is. 31-year-old Naguib Mufala, and I may have said that wrong, but I don't give a shit. You're kind of a piece of shit. Was arrested and charged with first-degree assault on a police officer, first-degree wanton endangerment of a police officer, first-degree criminal mischief, resisting arrest, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, first-degree fleeing and evading the police, and leaving the scene of an accident, failure to render aid assistance with death or serious physical injury, along with several other unrelated warrants. Great guy. My comment section wants to claim that I just hate cops. This motherfucker right here is one of the ones that truly just hates cops. This is not his first incident with assaulting a police officer, apparently. The charge was like in 2018. It was assault on a probation officer or a police officer. So the judge, Judge Lindsay Hughes Thurston, actually raised Mufala's bond from $100,000 to $750,000, and that's fucking amazing. You go, Judge. And if you'd like to donate, the nonprofit Blue Wings of Hope has stepped in. They're helping Van Wert with assistance and everything. You can search them. You can Google anything about this. It'll point you in the right direction. But I hate cops, remember? Actually, I only hate cops like this douchebag. Not to kick the Lexington police while they're down, because that's not what is intended here, if I can fucking speak. But I mean, it did fucking happen, so I do got to talk about it. Lexington police officer, Mr. Chad Wilson, was arrested in Scott County, Kentucky for a domestic violence, minor injury, assault in the 4th degree. So effective April 15th, 2026, Officer Wilson was relieved of sworn duties and transferred to administrative assignment in accordance with the department policy while the incident is under review. And what's fucked up, it's over scratching a child's face. Like, I'm not sure what led to that. The lady said that she could see the children were visibly hurt, and separated them from him and contacted police, and he was he's arrested, so that tells you something. I'll tell you one thing, though. The picture they posted for this guy, if he's not guilty, they did him a true disservice, because he looks like he's ready to smack a baby in the fucking picture. Jeez Louise. Like it was picture day and somebody pissed in his Cheerios right beforehand. And of course, he claims he just grabbed the children by their shoulders and did not cause any scratches to their faces, even though the lady took pictures 10 minutes afterwards and there was redness and scratches. But good old Officer Wilson bonded out for about $2,000, according to court records. He's not allowed to contact the victim while he's out on bond. He I actually worked for the police department since August of 2009, and he's scheduled to be arraigned Tuesday, April 21st in Scott District Court. He gets to see the other side of that shit. Enjoy that one. Hopefully they drag you in and out and in and out and in and out, just like they do with the rest of us who don't wear a badge. But I say we end this on a lighter note. Was out door dashing as usual today, and had a weird looking one come across the fire website. It's FAAA. Like, what is this? Apparently it is aircraft something alpha. There's a plane crash. There literally was an emergency landing of a small plane right beside the Bluegrass Airport. I mean, I was like, I have got to go see this. Luckily, I was within 5-6 minutes of it. I think LEX18 posted 1 minute before I did. I got out there pretty quickly. I had dropped off and literally just went straight out to the airport, and cops everywhere, firefighters everywhere. And they just literally, both passengers of this I think it was a single engine small aircraft, walked away without a fucking scratch. What are the odds? If you've seen the pictures, I mean, the fuselage is pretty much intact. The wings, they got ripped off. You can tell, like, they're sheared right along with the fuselage. I'm not sure if they were laying in the field where he ended up. I'm not sure if he was taking off, if he was landing. I don't know what was going on, but you better go buy a fucking lottery ticket, bro. I mean, you are out there in a small prop plane that you probably own yourself, so you may not need the money, but I would just for the shits and giggles, I'd go buy a damn lottery ticket. I can only imagine, like, he probably had just convinced his passenger, like, I swear it's safe. I tried talking him into it for a good 5 years, and the first time they get in the plane, he has to do an emergency landing. I will fucking never be with you again. No more flying. So that's why I'm like, nah, I don't know about it. Never been off. I've been in a helicopter for a ride in Gatlinburg, up around for like 3 minutes and back down, and I don't know about it. I think I'll stick to driving my fat ass around on the ground. With that being said, though, we've definitely had a what the fuck week. Several what the fuck moments, and it's not over with yet, but y'all gonna have to hold it down this weekend. I'm gonna take my ass to Maggie Valley, North Carolina, see some mini trucks, take some pictures, some videos, and I apologize ahead of time. Anybody that's on my Facebook, you're gonna get inundated with fucking trucks, and a few more trucks. But this is What the Fuck Lex, and What the Fuck Lex? This podcast is a proud member of the OGM Podcast Network. You can follow me on Facebook at Old Gerg Media, TikTok at Old Gerg Media, same at YouTube, and we also have oldgergmedia.com. So go give us a follow, a like, rate us on your favorite podcast catcher. Hook us up, man. But as always, thank you for listening to OGM Podcast Network.